I do not care for hunky boys. Or do I?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Frankenstein's podcast, where it is all about the monster. We are a creature feature podcast about monsters and why we love them. I'm one of your hosts, Joe Praska, and with me, as always, is
your other host, Khalid Hussein.
How's it going, Khalid?
Oh, it's groovy, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad you're back to the groovy again.
Yeah, I retired it for a bit, but I had to dust it off and get it back into the holster. Use it, it's part of my arsenal when I need it.
Yeah, no, I like to hear it.
Yeah.
Khalid, I'm gonna move fast right now.
Yeah.
I'm still loving the grooviness, but we actually have two guests with us today.
Nice.
Yeah. So first off, I'm going to introduce our returning guest, Nicole Praska, my wife, joining me from the seat next to me.
Hello.
Yeah. So if you want, Nicole's been with us a couple times before on episode 6 with Jennifer's Body and episode 22 about love and monsters. Welcome back.
It's good to be back, but I'm just the old guest, returning guest. So I'll let you move into the new guest on the show.
And also joining us is Kristen MacCulloch. Kristen MacCulloch is an actress and assistant director who is in the movie that we're talking about.
Woo!
Welcome.
Woo! Hi, everybody. Hi. It's Kristen here. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure. I'm also feeling groovy. I like your word, Khalid. I'm taking it.
I love
night.
it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a one size fits all for everybody. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Kristen, I sent this to you before in the email, but we have a couple new guest questions. Are you feeling ready?
I feel ready, but I also want to say that I got that email 2 minutes ago, so I didn't have time to really. So you're just
the most fun. That's true. I give some people no notice, so I'm the great host.
Killing it.
Yeah. All right. So. If you need a minute, it's okay.
Okay.
Question number 1 is, since we are a creature feature monster focused podcast, in all the pop culture, and that could be like movies, books, TV shows, whatever, what have you, what would you consider to be your favorite just monster creature? And if it's not the same, what would you consider to be the scariest?
For sure, for me, the scariest has to be the OG Pennywise, Tim Curry's Pennywise from It. Because I watched that movie, I think I was 9 years old, and it's the only movie in my life that scared me at least that much. It scared me to my core, and I continued to watch it because I was always a sicko. But even well into my adult years, even until probably very recently, maybe not today, but I could get freaked out in a public washroom, if you're in an empty, gym locker room, something might actually just push the drain open and a clown might come out. Truly, he was terrifying.
Great choice. Yeah, we haven't heard that one yet before.
Really? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no one said that one.
No brainer for me. But
do you have any comparison between the Tim Curry Pennywise and the new one?
They're different. The stories are different. The tone of the movies is different. I mean, I guess it's not that different. And Skarsgård is fantastic and also terrifying and great. And the laugh and the teeth. I know he came up with all that stuff and it's great. He really made it his own. But Tim Curry just scared the hell out of me. So he's still the spookiest in my books. I mean, it's hard to beat someone who scared you when you were a kid, to be fair.
True.
Very true.
Be fair. As far as all-time favorite movie monster, I'm bad at picking favorites of things. I mean, Nosferatu is super classic. All of the monsters in Monster Squad, you kind of can't get enough of. I don't think I can choose a favorite, fellas and lady.
That's okay. Pennywise was a good answer for the scariest. I like that too.
Some good honorable mentions in there.
Yeah, definitely not. We haven't actually heard, and no one's ever said Nosferatu either, which is a surprising one too.
Oh yeah, with the jerky, the tone is set so well, and the teeth and the nails. It's it's definitely up high on my list.
It's a classic. I just bought Nicole a Nosferatu t-shirt the other day.
Zach,
Nice.
Can't confirm.
that'll be an excellent shirt to wear on your podcast.
Yes, yeah, we can tell people about it. And then question number 2.5, I guess. The first one's kind of 2-ish. But what would you kind of consider on your geek card? Like, what do you feel like you're most geeky about?
This is not like I wish that I was geekier and knew more, like intricacies about comic books and could get like really cool with it. But for me, like I've been reading like some neurology textbooks, like can I go old fashioned geek and like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
learning about how the brain works and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have any like true, I love all of the Avengers movies and all that stuff, sci-fi, horror, obviously, like I'm a huge genre geek and stuff like that, but I don't feel like I have the knowledge base to like really go head to head with a real geek,
I feel like it's whatever you're passionate about. I mean, that's kind of what I mentioned on mine and when I first was on the podcast. And I actually am a scientist in real life. So for me, one like corner of my geek card was like my job, which is fingerprints. And so I do like to geek out about like, I don't know, the friction ridges on the palms of your hands and stuff. So
Cool.
Joe knows that. So, so yeah, I feel like neurology is fascinating and it totally counts as being a geek.
Excellent. Thank you. I can geek out on nutrition pretty hard as well. Like my boyfriend gets frustrated because he's like, let's have bacon wrapped scallops. And I'm like, I don't like to mix my proteins because the enzymes in your stomach are different for, like that's geeky for sure.
Oh my gosh.
They don't digest well together. So more anatomy, more of that kind of stuff for me.
Thanks, Kristen, for answering the questions.
Of course, I did my best. Not the raddest answers for a monster show podcast, but it's true. So we got to work with.
We love it. We like true. Yeah, true over rad is okay for us. Yeah. So I'm guessing that everyone listening is well aware of what we're discussing today, since it's probably in the title that they clicked on here. But Khalid, will you refresh us with a quick synopsis?
You got it, buddy. Today we are talking about the 2021 film Psycho Goreman, directed and written by Steven Kostanski. And we've got a little synopsis from our homeboy Google, and it goes a little something like this. Intergalactic assassins converge on a small town after two siblings unwittingly resurrect an ancient alien overlord. Done. Nice and short today.
What a monster.
They're creatures of the abstract that live off potential energy.
It's alive!
I was just gonna say, I just realized, like, plot-wise, yeah, that's pretty much like all you really gotta say. I mean, like, there's a lot that goes on in the movie, but like in terms of like if you had to tell somebody what the movie's about, it's pretty straightforward.
I think if you're in after that, then you're in for the movie, and if not, maybe not. Like that's enough to determine whether you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So before we like do kind of like just thoughts in general, but I wanted to, Kristen, could you tell us a little bit about your character that you play in the movie?
Yes, I play a Templar, like a Templar alien queen. She's super self-righteous and furious, and I'm sort of the supervillain in a movie that's full of villains and supervillains. I don't know who the biggest villain is. Arguably, it's Mimi, but I'm probably that's correct. But yeah. So and then I'm kind of out for, like, I guess it's still revenge, to exact revenge again.
And you had to wear a pretty cool costume for most of it, right?
Yeah, for all of it. Well, yeah. So primarily, I played Pandora, who is like the robot alien queen, and big wings, and like my face is covered, lots of prosthetics, lots of things strapped to me. But luckily for me, a lot of those things could come off. Like I didn't have to wear it all. for 12 hours a day. Like my wings could come off if I was sitting down, because it did get heavy and did get annoying, but I could take off parts of my face and stuff like that. So not everybody had that luxury on this one.
Yeah. So you weren't really wearing much makeup per se. It was more like just like the costume.
Yeah, just the costume, no makeup at all. Sometimes there was like a little bit of stuff around my mouth and like my eyes, and just in case that we could see inside the mask a little bit, because I had to talk and stuff like that. But really, no makeup, more glue. I wore glue on this one.
I will say your character's introduction, like especially on my rewatch today, was like really cool. It laid like a lot of, like, they use your character as a way to give like a little bit more like world building and like backstory to this like crazy mythology that they're setting up in the movie. And like your introduction, just like from where it begins to where it ends, where it's like you're kind of at first like, okay, so they're the hero, right? Because they're going up against Psycho Goreman, so like there has to be like a good guy. But it's like on this planet there isn't really like good or bad, and like I think for me what really solidified your character was when you turned that woman into a meat cube and then like smear it across your face. That was just like such a like distinctive way to bring you into the story.
Yeah, what a gift for me. And that's a fan favorite moment for sure. But it was as enjoyable to do. I think that joy, like as it is to watch, I think it's enjoyable for everybody. It was a really fun, crazy day. I felt like I was on a Jim Henson production. I was surrounded by monsters and this alien council and puppets. And, the tube man was there and the judicator. And there were all these actual people in all of those suits, I was like, this is crazy.
There's so much fun.
Yeah, what fun. Like, I would bump into things and like knock some stuff over because I couldn't see too well when it assembled, but I knew the fun that was around me.
Oh, that must have been one just amazing set.
Yeah, it was spectacular. That was the first stuff that I shot. So they did a little bit of stuff before that in the warehouse with the thugs. I think was the first stuff that they shot. Which was PG's entrance, to the film. And then the next block of shooting was all that off-planet stuff. And so that was my introduction to the film. I mean, for my first day, that alien council was there. I was like, this is awesome. This is everything. Like I read the script and it was just all there. It was like, this truly is spectacular.
Yeah, they went all out on this. You all went all out on this. Like you can just tell like this is the kind of story like everybody's gonna have to care about it to like get it as awesome as it turned out.
Yeah, and I love that you said like, yeah, everybody is kind of crap. Like now that I think about it, when the Paladins Obsidian come in later, like they're all turning on each other as well. Sort of everybody in the galaxy is kind of, including the people, like everybody's kind of villainous. Really.
Right. Joe,
yeah, even
Nikki,
the human family, like the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe the brother is like the only like decent one. But even the parents really weren't that. I wasn't really rooting for them in a way.
Owen is our only honest, like beacon of hope, but he's also just such pushover that for Luke, I should say. Like, is that who do I want to be in this story? Like as I watch it, who do I identify with? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not even ashamed to say it. I'm the dad, like all the way. I probably very unhelpful in a scenario like this, and just like cracking like inappropriate jokes.
That had some of my favorite lines in the movie too. Like he was horrible, but he was hilarious too.
So funny.
He was so watchable, and I just couldn't even like from the script. I was like, I don't know how this, because the jokes, if you think about it, if you read them, it's like, oh, it's kind of this like blazy, dopey guy. And then I remember seeing Adam on set and especially watching the movie, because I wasn't there for a lot of the stuff that he did. I fell out of my chair. Like I couldn't hold it together at all. He truly is he just shines comically in that movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the performance, right? Like that kind of brings a lot of that to life, or like a lot of that humor, like just that kind of goofy laziness.
Yeah, he really hit it on the head.
There's just like, I don't know, it's the family dynamic is so fascinating because it's almost like they were lifted out of like a sitcom. I mean, I don't know, like about you guys, but for me, like the thing that kept coming up the most was like, this is like, what if like The Simpsons like got to adopt an alien or something? Like it felt like a Treehouse of Horror like movie to me. And then Mimi is like Bart, and then the dad is like Homer, and then Owen, or is it Owen the brother?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Luke,
or Luke. Yeah, Luke is
Luke's the
kind of
character
a
name.
he's kind of a Millhouse Lisa hybrid in that like he's like virtuous but also kind of a herb, uh, and it all like, and that's just like one part of it. That's what's nuts to me is like it's already so hard to like get such a high compliment as like, oh yeah, you remind me of The Simpsons, and that's not even like the main part of it. That's just like a small part in this like grand tapestry of like genres and like references and stuff. You know, you've got so many things that this movie clearly pulled from, and somehow like you pulled off the balancing act. It's great to see.
I think so too. I think a lot of that is in the casting. Like Alexis, who played Susan, Alexis Hansey, is the perfect frustrated straight man to the nonsense of her whole family. Parents really killed me in this one.
I love that she also knows Morse code in that scene when the kids are like tapping the wall. And she yells at them in Morse code to go to bed. That was such a great just like reveal.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, this movie it's so good. What did Nikki, what did you think about it? I don't think we really heard your thoughts on the movie as a whole.
Well, it was just a lot of fun. The instant that Joe showed me the trailer, I was like, we got to watch this movie. Like, when is it coming out? When can we get it? And it's so hard to place, which I feel like is a lot of fun. I mean, and I don't know about anybody else, like sitting there afterwards, I was like, what can I take from this? Like, you know, as like a moral or something to be learned or like a commentary on something. And I was like, I couldn't really hit on anything specific. I do like your comparing it to the family being lifted out of the Simpsons, or the family anyway being lifted out of the Simpsons. That made a lot of sense when you described it. I'm glad you mentioned that. But and again, like, okay, I'm just keep bouncing off Khalid, but like you mentioned, when we're first introduced to the Knights Templar or Pandora in general, it does seem like, and I don't know if because the costume is white, it sort of seems like they're the virtuous good guys, like you mentioned. And so it was kind of a delicious twist when you kind of get Psycho Goreman's like backstory. And I thought maybe he was just lying, like trying to be like, from my perspective, it was, you know, I was being abused, or, you know, we were being persecuted or oppressed, but like he wasn't, it was like, you know, in the realm of the story that was true. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Like, you know, now I don't know who to root for, like I mentioned. So I think that was, I don't know, it was just so much fun. And it was just kind of nice to, and like, yeah, all of the effects were really cool and the creatures, and I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that like us just like being like creature feature fans and having a podcast about it, this feels almost like a movie that's just like made for people like us. Like all the influences that it pulls from are things that we love, and so it's just so much fun to see. And like the fact that it didn't really have a moral was kind of like fun. Like I feel like I read some people were like, oh, but there wasn't like a lot of growth in there. I'm like, I don't think that's the point of it. I don't think the point is really growth. I think it's, you know, it's like it is what it is really, and I kind of love it more for that. Like at the end when she's like, shouldn't we tell him not to destroy all of humanity? Oops. Right.
I will say that the siblings story and their relationship is kind of the heart of the movie, you know, is like a major heart aspect of the movie. And that was enjoyable to watch. And like those two kids did such an amazing job, especially when I was looking at their like IMDb pages and stuff, like, yeah, the actress who plays Mimi, this is her first like feature film, and she's like this almost the star basically.
I
want to see this girl on everything. Yeah.
Nita Josie Hannah.
Yeah, Nita Jose.
Nita. Okay, Jose. My bad.
Yeah, Nita Jose Hannah.
She was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was awesome in this. Yeah. So
she
funny.
kept everybody going on set too. Her and Owen really ended up having like a brother and sister relationship on set, and like you could see got along super well, and would sometimes get that just the right amount of irritated with each other, where you just really believed it, and they were ready to go at all hours of the day. End of the day, nobody had the space to even kind of be tired, because these two were just like rocking, ready for more. So they really kept everybody going and everybody on their toes.
Kids on set
That's
really
awesome
does
to
just
hear.
like bring like a new energy to it. Like I've worked on a few sets myself, and like whenever there's kids on set, especially like if they're like actively involved and stuff, it's hard not to like feel their energy and excitement of like this is probably one of their first times on a set, and the novelty of it comes back to you.
Yeah, it feeds everyone.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, just there's not enough good things I can say about those kids, especially Mimi. She just like she had to carry a lot of the movie on her back in terms of just like making this story feel as real as it did, even as absurdist as it was. Like what kind of a girl could you implant in a story this crazy and macabre and like not take the audience out of it?
Yeah, to be strong enough to believe that she would stand up to a monster like that. She had to be that eccentric.
Exactly. To not only like plausibly like act against this monster, but to be like kind of a challenge to the monster. Like if anything, we're waiting for Psycho Goreman to catch up with her.
I was going to say back to what Joe was saying, just sort of about the universe and how they just kind of leave you with it as it is. I like that there's no justice ever demanded for Alistair. Nobody ever says like, can you turn him back? There's no effort made. It's just like, well, I guess that's him now. I kind of like that we just leave him there like that. That's
This is how he has to live the rest of his life.
Yeah. Like,
So-
oh well.
So if we're going with the Simpsons connection still, Alistair's like the Hans Mole man of this like universe for sure. Just like this like put upon like side character that's just doomed because it's funny. Oh,
Even your
man.
Simpsons deep cut references.
I don't know why, but like, I mean, I do know why. It's kind of the gold standard for me. Like, especially if like you have like a dysfunctional family unit and like the archetypes like line up as neatly as they do here. I can't help but see it, and I say it as like the highest compliment.
Yeah. I will say, also watching this movie, it took me until like just recently, like the other day, to think about like thinking about the influences in this movie and like just kind of like the 80s, like sci-fi horror and like those like things you'd find in like a video store back in the day, and just pull off the shelf because the cover looks cool. Like I didn't really make this connection, but like PG Psycho Goreman is like ET extraterrestrial. Was that like intentional?
I think that it was, but I'm not certain because
Feels like it is.
Yeah, I had that connection, man. I'm sure it was made for me. I don't think I drew it myself. But I was like, oh, well, it seems so obvious now. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. It's interesting. It's like it's ET-esque. It's like Spielbergian, but it's like kind of like Power Rangers too, but if it was gory. I don't know. There's like it's hard to like really place all the influences because there's so many, but it just takes all those things in a blender and makes its own unique thing.
Yeah, I think it's just it's a genre movie made by genre movie fans, like from the director down to, daily PAs. Like every single person was just like, this is going to be rad. And there was so much input from every direction. And the art department, I remember showing up, and the one room that was the police station set. And going into them, they were super excited to show, like, so we decided that it was Bobby Homer's birthday. So the police officer who gets turned into the essentially biocop, the art department decided that it was his birthday. And so at the police station, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like happy birthday stuff on the wall and there's a cake and it's all guy. Like the detail in this movie by every person, like the heart and the glue and the love and the like, it was just ridiculous. Everything seemed to be that way. Like there's just so many fans on board that I'm glad it's being received so well because there was so much love put into it.
So awesome. I loved and the police station scene too. I loved the outfit that Psycho Goreman wears, like the blue button up and the red bandana and the hat and the aviators. Like he kind of reminds me of like Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful just way to dress up that character.
Oh my god, that whole thing with the cop felt like it was like something straight out of Rick and Morty, just like this like existential crisis for this like cop. Like when he gives her the heart that says "kill me," it's horrific, and you can't stop laughing, which is it's so hard to do, but the joke works here.
Yeah, this movie does that on so many levels. The things that are just horrific, but are just like this make you continually laugh at.
But I'm glad you guys all like it so much, because I know there are lots of people out there that don't, but it's just been like, from my perspective, it's really just been so well received. And it's nice that it's connected with so many people, because I was, an 80s, 90s kid myself watching all those VHS movies. So it was like, well, we all get it, right? Is there going to be an audience that gets it? And it really feels like it's found its home.
This really needs to get like elevated to cult status. Like I want it to get like the like yearly, like it'll just pop up in theaters and people go and dress up treatment, like they do with like Rocky Horror and stuff.
Heck yeah.
It's just there's so many characters you could I feel like there's like the next time cons are open again in public, like there'll be people dressed like characters in this. It's got so much for everybody to love. I really can't wait to like keep revisiting this movie.
I hope that you're right. I'm pretty sure that our producers did have a table at Comic-Con, like the original Comic-Con. But then the situation happened and it didn't happen. It didn't work out that we could all go, but I think that we all will. I mean, a ton of people had Airbnbs and flights booked. Our world premiere was going to be at South by Southwest, but that was one of the first festivals to get canceled in 2020. So I really think that everybody would be on board to go and do some Comic-Con kind of things once that's back up and rolling. I think your dream will be realized, Khalid.
I hope so, and I will gladly go to whatever convention is nearest to LA.
And cosplay this, Khalid.
Oh yeah. I wonder who I would cosplay as. Honestly, Alistair. You do. You think I would cosplay as Alistair, or you would do that?
I could do Alistair.
Yeah, just be a giant brain.
Alistair's good. That would be a good costume. I was thinking I would be the guy, the like metallic, like Julius Caesar looking dude with a parrot who he's forced to look into the darkness.
Yeah,
what was his name?
Cassius 2000.
I would definitely be Cassius 2000. I don't know why this time around that character really stuck out to me. I was like, he also has a robot parrot. Like this movie has everything.
Yeah, he's a total narcissist. So if you play him, that's his thing. If you decide you want to do the cosplay, I don't know if it's in.
I think that's within my range. I think that Joe and Nick will back me up. I could pull that off pretty convincingly. So I do have a question. So like for you, this must have been really fun because like I think it's like really it's like you and the actor who got to play Psycho Goreman, or at least the voice actor. I noticed there was a different person for the actual line readings. You guys get like some of the better like flowery language or dialogue in the script. Like, how is that for you as a performer? Like, you guys had like such epic like lines. It's like there are so many. Like, I lost count after a while of like how great it all sounds, even though like everybody else is just talking like normal people and saying like pretty like goofy things. And then like you'll cut to like Psycho Goreman or the Templar Pandora and just like really elevated all of a sudden. It's Shakespeare in the Park with monsters.
Yeah, they're just really uppity and the word is escaping me. Just looking down on everybody. There is kind of a throwback, like they get this agelessness, and with Pandora, her accent helps as well, sort of add an imperial extra to her character. There was another actress who did the voice of Pandora as well. Her name is Anna Tierney. I haven't met her, but I thought she hit it out of the park. I think it's just spectacular because, as Nicole was saying, here comes the white angel sort of figure who's going to be, who's going to take care of us now that this horrific monster is there? Like, she's on it, and she just turns out to be this disgusting monster, but just the self-righteousness and the perfect, like, pretentiousness of this angelic accent. I think both of the voice actors were spectacular. And yeah, for me, I got to say it all through the mask, but I don't know how well anybody could really understand me. There was a lot of silicone on my face. It was fun. It was fun to yell across a warehouse for sure.
Nice. Yeah, no, I just love, yeah, again, like the dialogue for your characters were just so spot on and just fun to like take in, especially on rewatch.
That's great.
Yeah, how was that warehouse scene at the end? Playing, what was the game called? Cleve, you watched it more recently.
Crazy Ball.
Crazy Ball. So
or
obvious.
as Susan flippantly calls it, Kooky Ball.
It was fun. That day was crazy. Like, we had so much work to do. So we ended up shooting. You shoot with kids because they can only stay. I can't remember how long right now kids can stay on set. It's like 8 hours, maybe 10. So we shot out all the kids stuff. But yeah, Crazy Ball was super fun in the afternoon. Again, I couldn't see super well, so it was like, I don't think you'll find a shot of me catching a ball. In there. It was a lot of fun. Pretty easy. It was pretty easy. I remember Adam hit me in the face with the ball, and he came over and apologized later. He's like, I know, like, you're wearing a thing on your face that I'm sorry, because it does hurt to get hit in the face. And not knowing each other very well, I was like, yeah, that actually really hurt. And he's like, oh, I think I kind of like scared him off, because again, I still had the thing on, so I couldn't even see my face, but it did. I was like, yeah, that hurt. And then I didn't talk to him again. I was like, oh, I think I might have scared off Adam, but it's all right. I forgive him. If he'll forgive me, I forgive him. That same day, we shot the final battle between Pandora and PG as well, and that went like, well, I think well past 1 a.m, maybe 2 or 3. With all the pyrotechnics and stuff. Like, Mike Hamilton was there on set lighting things and putting sparks on the swords and stuff like that. That was a crazy day, but fun, always fun.
That's what I was going to go to next. That final battle, like, was that? It's like how easy was it to maneuver in your costumes for that?
So Stephen Kostanski, in all of his brilliant wisdom, after figuring out, that the wings were a bit difficult, had my wings turn into my sword, which I thank you for, Stephen. Because then I could do the sword fighting without these ridiculous wings, not ridiculous, beautiful wings, but I would have been hitting them and hitting things. I don't know, it just would have been difficult because it would have been a lot more difficult. But it was good. We did some stunt training and stuff before, so that was all choreographed by Alex Chung, who played Dark Scream as well, the lead of the Paladins Obsidian. He's fantastic in that, which was cool. So we were ready for it, but as much as you can be, there was some stuff. I mean, without trying to give anything away, definitely my mask was flooding with blood at one point. It was pretty hilarious. It was just an exercise in holding my breath until they called cut.
Oh, like inside the mask, there was like blood like filling in?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. There's stuff like, yeah, there are pieces of me that get ripped off, and so blood spurts out, right? It wasn't a long time that I was holding my breath. We had to get that blood to explode out of me, and so there's blood being pumped through, my stuff, so that you guys can't see it. And yeah, it was sticky. I mean, I was covered. Every part of my body was covered in fake blood that night.
That sequence is so nuts. Like, when he turns like pieces of you into a sword to attack you with, like, it felt like very validating, because like sometimes you'll see a movie, like the trailer for this is fantastic, and sometimes you'll get a fantastic trailer out of a movie that doesn't quite deliver on like the gonzo stuff that you think you're gonna see. This one like went above and beyond. Like, by the end, it's just like I felt like spoiled with like how many like crazy visuals there are in this movie.
That's so good to hear. Yeah, it's always such a bummer when you're like, did they run out of money at the end or just run out of ideas? Like it just can't. They just don't quite live up to it. So I'm glad to know that at the end of the movie you were still just feeling it. That you were still buying all of it.
The meat sword really won me over.
Man, I wish I took one of those things, man. I really wish I had a meat sword. They're my organs.
Seems only right. Yeah.
So speaking of like the VFX and all that, and I guess like for anyone listening, if you haven't assumed it, there will be spoilers in this podcast, but that warrior's death scene or at the end, or he does it to the Paladin's Obsidian too. But how did that even get filmed? How did you guys do that?
So I wasn't there. We didn't shoot it at the end. We had already shown it, so we didn't feel the need to. You don't see the warrior's death the second time around. It's implied.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
The first one, I wasn't there for the filming, so I hadn't seen the rig. And they shot it, and I know that after we wrapped principal production, Steve went back and did it again. There's a lot of stuff that Steven Kaczynski just like afterwards was like, that doesn't look how I want it to look, and put on people's costumes himself and, like stabbed himself with things or recreated. I'm not exactly sure about everything, but that was one of the things that I think he did again. So I can't speak to how it worked because I didn't even see it the first time around, but that he perfected it in the end. I love the just vomiting blood afterwards. I think it's of that. I think that as though somehow it is a sacrifice for him to give you a warrior's death. Everybody kind of loses.
Yeah, they really show like just how strenuous it would be to eat a person whole like that, even for someone as like strong as PG.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice that he's making for the warrior. I enjoy.
The term warrior's death inevitably makes me think of Klingons from Star Trek.
Of course, got to bring Star Trek in every episode. I was reading a little bit about the different kinds of VFX that was used in this movie. Like, it seems like there's just like a really cool like selection of all different kinds of like practical effect tools. Like there's makeup and prosthetics, there's costuming, but then there was miniatures. I saw there was like composites, and there was a little bit of CGI, I believe, correct?
I don't know too much. Like I guess
there might have been a little bit
as much as anybody. I bought the Hunky Boy version, but I don't have a DVD player, so I can't even really get through the special features. The miniatures I know for sure, like that stuff was just beautiful. It worked super well. I couldn't believe that it was miniatures actually. But as far as what kind of effects and composites and stuff, I really don't know. I know that again. I think Steve did a lot of it himself to whatever extent he could.
Yeah, it seems like it. I was reading actually an interview with him about the VFX specifically. He said he was kind of inspired by creature designs in like the Japanese like Super Sentai shows. Mm-hmm. And also he wanted like a lot of the composite characters to look like from cartoon series in the 80s, like Master of the Universe, like Skeletor type things, which definitely comes off. I think that like my initial thought was like it reminded me of Power Rangers, just the costumes, but I do definitely see like that influence as well. And I guess like Power Rangers was a Japanese show too, wasn't it? Originally.
Yeah, it was. Like they'd like they just like bring over the clips of them fighting, right? And then the kids would just like do the normal high school stuff.
It does kind of fall into that category. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Guyver as well, I know, was a big influence. Like, so then the question is kind of like, is what, like for my character Pandora, is it a suit? Is it fused? Like, is it part of my body and myself? Is it somehow, cellular, on a cellular level? Are we fused in together? So definitely that I think was a big influence.
What do you feel? Do you feel like it is fused in with you? You're with the character?
Yeah, I feel like it was. There's a really cool. It's in when they're putting the helmet on Pandora's head. It's really scarred up. I think it comes around that miniature time, and she's kind of just like some creepy eyeballs and like a really slashed up head. So yeah, I mean, I think that it almost looks like it's kind of exposed brain. Yeah, I think that the Templars are one with their uniform. I think they've probably suffered to get to whatever weird existence they have. And that probably is why they're so angry and want to enslave everybody.
I'm a big fan of so for me, like what was really cool was that this was a fantasy sci-fi film. There's not really like outside of obviously Star Wars, there aren't that many movies that successfully like merge the two. Usually like it's just sci-fi or just fantasy, but like to have like these like orc like and like fantastical creatures from another planet really opened the story up to a lot of cool stuff. And like I think the best examples of that were like just like the deep bag of tricks that PG has in the movie that like he almost never even like stops to explain what his powers are. He just like busts them out at random times. I like specifically I think about like how he uses like blood magic to like hotwire the TV into a communicator. That was really cool. I love that he my all-time favorite joke in the whole movie when he appears in front of the dad in the bathroom, just like somehow like astral projects into the bathroom and like yells very specific directions to him. That was fantastic. Yeah, they're just I thought all of that was really cool too.
I like that it kind of gives the implication that maybe his powers are just infinite. Like, is there anything that he can't do? If this little girl didn't have control of him, he would be the all powerful being.
Yeah, no, he's like a unstoppable threat. He's got big Thanos energy where it's just like this guy's clearly been like around for a long time and he's learned a lot of tricks.
Yeah, like doesn't he have lasers come out of his eyes in the very final when he's like the newscast? He's like slicing things down. Did I make that up?
He also turns into a kaiju, which he just was like hiding this whole time. I feel like that would have solved like a lot of his problems.
He even went into Luke's dream too.
Yeah, he
Dream
did the
powers.
dream. Yeah, that felt very Sam Raimi, that scene. Like something out of one of the Sam Raimi movies.
Another layer of PG's mystery magic.
And the best part is when they cut out of that dream sequence at the end when he's like, so what do we do now? And he's like, wait till you wake up, I guess. And they come out and it's like this whole time you think it's like these undead people are crawling towards Luke and they're going to eat him or something. And they're just army crawling in place. Like there's literally no tension.
I wish that went on for like 5 minutes. Like I really wish it went on so long that we were annoyed.
It's so many great gags.
So many. Do you guys other than Psycho Goreman and the Pandora character, do you guys have favorite monster or creatures that you saw in the movie?
Nikki, you got anything?
I'm not ready to go first.
Well, Khalid, do you have something?
Khalid watched it more recently.
Fair enough. I really liked. I like the other monster when his like council of people come down and like they betray him and want to fight him. I like the one that's just like a giant like cauldron full of heads and blood. And
Yeah.
I love that like everybody else is just like taking the turns like kicking the crap out of him, and he just like I don't even know if it's a he. It just like spurts a bunch of blood at him. Like I don't know. Like I feel like it was like I don't know what that was. Like it just felt very disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like to just like the closest this thing can get to like peeing on PG.
His name is Death Trapper, and he travels around the battlefield picking up limbs and bodies and puts them, throws them up in his cauldron, and then just basically mulches them and uses their dead bodies as a weapon.
It's pretty terrifying.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Do you know all the names of the Paladins Obsidian?
Yeah.
What are the names? I think I was trying to find them recently. I could find a couple.
So Death Trapper is one. Cassius, who Khalid also liked. Cassius 3000 or 2000. I'm sorry, not sure. Queen Obelisk. I have to give a shout out to Queen Obelisk. It's the one that the like rocky one with the kind of like big dreadlocks, like kind of like a rock and roll Rasta monster. Yeah. I got to do the voice for her. So nice. She's a favorite of mine. The Witchmaster.
Oh, that's the one with the staff. Witchmaster is.
Yes, with the like kooky eyes and the almost scary baby face.
Yes.
That's Master, I believe. Who else is there? Death Trapper is the main guy with the crown, who's the current king of the Paladins Obsidian, current leader. Who else is there? There's more.
Was there one called Dark Scream? I had Dark Scream written down. Is that one?
Yeah. Dark Scream. Isn't that who I just said?
Oh, did you say Dark Scream?
You said Dark. I think you said Dark Scream, like one of the first ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Scream's cool.
He's the main. He's the leader with the crown. Yeah, Dark Scream's awesome. He's the one who does most of the talking for the Paladins Obsidian. Yeah, Queen Obelisk is made of tombstones, essentially, and that's what she does is chuck tombstones at people.
That's cool.
She did do that.
Do you know all the Planetary Alliance people?
The puppet that was the head of the council, who was leading the meeting, is Judicator. The Judicator. Tubeman is obviously the guy who was a brain in the tube. On set, we were calling him Peter Tubeman. I feel like I'm the only person who's kept up Peter, but it's Tubeman, at least. Yeah. Star Striker is one of them. This is what you should have asked me in that email 2 minutes before we started.
Oh, yeah.
Put on the spot, though.
Sorry.
I'm sure you could find them. You could find them. Hiss is there. She's something serpent. Hiss, the like cat woman.
Ooh.
Dr. Meganoid is another one. Yeah, and Cortex, obviously, like hysterically played by Matthew Kennedy. The troublemaker of the council.
Was he the one hoarding all the Bloogles?
Yes.
That was such a great joke. Just they're for everyone.
Hugging the Bloogles. I'm pretty sure that was just him. He said it was just him.
Oh man. Was there opportunities for like improvising, or was this a pretty like tight story?
So Matthew Kennedy, who played Cortex, and Adam Brooks, who played the dad, have worked with Steven for years. Like they have a filmmaking, I guess, collective or group, and they've made a bunch of films together called Astron 6. There are 5 of them. And so they have, I think, a long history of just like making each other laugh and cracking jokes. So Cortex, I mean, the end of those days, I was like, I don't think I want to make a movie without these guys around because it was hysterical. And Adam Brooks certainly, I'm sure, took everybody on a few improvised comedic rides throughout the shoot. So yeah, definitely not from any other monster perspectives because we couldn't hear that well.
Right.
So it wasn't too easy to improvise or really play too much with anybody because we couldn't hear, some of us couldn't see, so not so much, but yeah, those guys did for sure.
Well,
okay,
very well done.
I guess I'd have to say Alistair because that was just so memorable. He's not just like a brain, he also kind of has like tentacles coming out. I'm like looking back at photos now and it's just, I don't know. At first I felt really bad for him. And then like once I don't know, it seemed like he was kind of like okay with it towards the end. And it was just so ridiculous, especially as they're going around town in their little montage where they're just all hanging out together. And PG looks ridiculous enough, but then you've got this kid who this brain that used to be a kid. Like it's just so wild. And it repulsed me every time he was on screen, but I was also like fascinated. It was like, looking at a car wreck, I guess, where you're like, I can't look, but I can't look away.
Like repulsed in a good way?
I guess if that's a thing that is possible to be repulsed in a good way, then yes. Okay.
He's repulsive but endearing. It's those big blue eyes.
Mm-hmm. That was the best way to put it, actually. Your turn, Joe.
My turn. Oh, my favorite monster. I mean, I love them all so much, but I think like Dark Scream, actually, since we just had to talk about Dark Scream, I thought that was really cool. Like the guy wearing the crown and the beard. I thought He might have had the most close-ups of them, so maybe like the makeup looked really cool. But I was like, I kind of want to like see this guy's story. Like, what has he been up to? Yeah, and the actor who was playing him was really good too. It just delivered those lines really well. But that was fun. I like the concept of the Paladins Obsidian in general, just like his like lieutenants or his generals that would just kind of follow him along, and like the betrayal is like so like goofily Shakespearean in a sense that I don't know, that whole sequence was just wonderful for me.
And remorseless. The betrayal's just remorseless. They're like, yeah,
It is.
obviously.
Yeah.
They kind of like invented a democracy / like union for themselves, which was funny. And he's like, yeah, clearly, as you can tell, because I have the crown, it's my turn to be the leader. And it's just like so earnest. And then honorable mention, obviously, for the cop turned like soulless husk is what he called him, I think.
Yeah.
That was just the running gag with like just like firing the gun off at random, trying to kill himself and not being able to. It was all just gold. We got to give him props.
I love when he joins in on the
Fantastic.
fight too. Like he just starts kicking PG when he's down too.
Yeah, when he just joins in and starts attacking PG, like he was clearly not involved in the betrayal to begin with, but he's just like, all right, this might work.
He's on board. He's been betrayed. He hates PG as much as any of them.
Yeah, he's got good reason to hate him. Probably like the best reason of all of them.
Yeah.
So Kristen, I'm noticing that we're coming up on that hour mark. And I said we'd like kind of stay within an hour. I know that so when we're normally on the podcast, Khalid and I do kind of some like goofy little bits at the end with the movie and have some wrap up. But if you wanted to take off, you're absolutely welcome to.
I'm okay, actually. I'll stick around and
You're
wrap
good?
up with you guys. Yeah, thank you, though. Thanks very much.
Good.
Awesome. Get
Okay,
to stay
awesome.
for
Well,
the
we're happy
goofy
to have
parts.
The goofy
Yeah,
parts.
I'm here for it.
And
Speaking of goofy,
I was going to say the exact same thing. Speaking of goofy, Khalid. Wow.
we've been together too
Come on,
long.
Nikki, don't
Yeah.
support this.
Oh, speaking of goofy, Khalid, bears are goofy. That leads us to the 4 bears test.
Bears are goofy. That's what we're going with. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a descriptor that immediately comes to you when you think of bears, Joe.
Often.
Got it. Okay. So yes, we're at the section of the podcast that we lovingly call the 4 bears test. And if you've never heard of this before, maybe like Kristen, it's your first time on the podcast. The 4 bears test is basically a silly, dumb question I ask. What if you replaced like the titular monster that we're talking about with 4 bears? Does the story change at all, or is the threat level relatively the same? And it's just a kind of a way to judge the monster on its merits outside of the narrative it inhabits. So for this one, I guess we're talking about PG for the 4 bears test. That's kind of been the main monster we've been talking about, right, Joe?
Right.
Okay, so this is a pretty clear-cut fail, if only because to my knowledge, there are no magical stones that a little girl could hold and control 4 bears. So on that level, it doesn't really work. And then also just on the level of like, he has just a deep bench of magical powers outside of just like his sheer strength that he uses to like kill and like subjugate people. And so it fails on that front. But I guess like if you're just looking at it on like a strength level, like if you had to fight PG or 4 bears, I would say that's pretty comparable. So I'm going to give it a pass in that regard. What do you guys think? What do you think, Joe?
Is it comparable? I mean, okay, so you're taking away powers, right? So he's not going to be able to be kaiju level or any of that, right?
No magic powers, just like PG. If he was to like fist fight somebody, would it be comparable to trying to fight 4 bears attacking you at once?
I could see him. Yes, I think it would be. I keep wanting to say like PG fighting 4 bears. I think he would win. But
PG,
I know that's not the
if PG didn't have powers and had to fight 4 bears, he just had a strength. I think it would be pretty close. It'd be a close fight.
Yeah. What do you think?
What about you guys?
Can't dispute.
I think PG could take 4 bears for sure. With limited powers, I think he's resilient enough. I think he can take enough hits. I think bears are pretty stupid. I think he's smart enough that he could find a way.
Touche. His skin, or I suppose what would be his skin, his outer layer, seems like it'd probably be much thicker than, I mean, even though bears have fur underneath that, it's just, thin skin like the rest of us mammals.
True, he is
So
bulletproof.
He could take the bites.
He could take the bites, more easily.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
I think just generally it's a fail. It's a pretty clear fail. But I mean, it's also just like then his intelligence level and all that too is like a little bit different than the typical creatures that we apply this test to.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of intelligence, Khalid, would you fight or flirt with Psycho Goreman if you were in this world?
We don't have to be
the stone.
speaking about. We don't have to be speaking about a thing for you to transition. You could just be like, and on to the. I'm just saying, Joe. Like, there's other ways to see
The only kind of transitions I know.
I'm beginning to realize that. Okay, so we're on to my other goofy segment, fight or flirt. It's exactly what it sounds like. Talk about the monster in question and whether or not I would fight it or flirt it. And guys, I don't know if you know this about me. I have a pretty high opinion of myself as a hunky boy. And PG is on the record as potentially being into hunky boys. And I just, the horrifying stuff that he's done to people that even like deign to fight him, let alone the ones that actually do fight him. I think about that first guy that he was like, I don't want to die. And he goes, then you shall live forever. And like the chill down my spine I got, even on rewatch, when I thought of what that meant, like from somebody like him. Like, I have no choice but to flirt with him and like put all of my hunky boy energy into like trying to survive the wrath that this like monster would bring upon us all. So it is the easiest flirt decision I've ever had on this podcast. Like, it's such a funny movie, but Psycho Goreman is also probably one of the scariest creatures that we've had to discuss.
All right.
So
I love it.
It is a decisive, like, no, not even a little bit of like, I don't know what I would do to flirt with him because he seems pretty like secure on his own. Like, it doesn't seem like he is susceptible to flattery. Like, I'm gonna have to really dig deep to figure out how to flirt with him, but like, I will flirt as hard as I can to avoid whatever he has in mind for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's a no brainer. What about you guys? What would you do? Fight or flirt?
He's incredibly flirtable. I mean, for all the reasons you say, you gotta. I mean, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight him.
Kristen?
You don't want to fight anybody.
No, I don't.
I think I would have to pick fight because I don't want to know like where flirting would lead with somebody. Like, I think that would be as bad. Like, eventually I might find myself in just a fight situation anyway. So I think fight from the start because he likes boys to begin with. I think that's my best chance. I don't know that either chance is good, but that's my choice.
He could also like girls. All we know is that he might like hunky boys. That doesn't like rule anything else out.
It's true.
How about you, Nicole? Would you fight or flirt?
I almost want to say neither. Like, I would just lay down and just be like, kill me.
Got no chance.
Well, like you said, like the one guy's like, I don't want to die. And then he was like, he said, I think that's a worse fate than just like getting my head chopped off.
So you just offer your services, maybe like whatever. I'll just be your.
I'll be your bitch.
Assistant. Yeah.
Wow, you picked the hidden third option: fight, flirt, or be your bitch. Yeah, I don't normally bring that up because most people won't take that option, but like you just went for it.
I debase myself.
Understandable. This dude freaks me out. All right, yeah. So I think I mean, respect to Kristen, the only one of us that's willing to try and fight and risk a warrior's death.
Well, since she has fought him.
Yeah, she has fought him. So like she understands at least like what she's in for.
It's the only podcast we've ever had somebody on who's actually fought the monster. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you're in uncharted waters with us on this one. You're the first for us on that.
Well, it was fun. I have the POV. I do understand exactly what it looks like to see that guy coming at you with the sword made of your own entrails. And that's a privilege
Which-
that I alone enjoy.
Props to you to be able to fight after having like significant chunks of your body ripped out of you is impressive enough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that about it for this segment, Joe?
I think so, Khalid. Should we do a quick what the fandom and then wrap it up?
Let's do a what the fandom.
So, Kristen, and for anyone new listening, what the fandom is just a real quick where we just kind of go around and share something that we're kind of into at the moment, like watching or reading that doesn't have anything to do with the movie we talked about, but just something you're interested in, maybe think our listeners might like, and or maybe not. Like, could be anything from another monster movie you watched or a book you're reading to like, I don't know. So I think last time that someone said Real Housewives, so anything. So we'll let you think a minute, Kristen, and we'll go first. Me and Khalid try to come prepared.
We try. Emphasis on try.
Yeah. So Khalid, what the fandom with you today?
I guess I will give up my fandom this week to something that most of us are already watching, but if you're not and needed just one little push in that direction, Disney Plus's new Marvel TV show Loki. That's only the first episode has come out as of this recording, but it's a super fun show. Like they do a lot of cool stuff. It's in the vein of Psycho Goreman. Like it's clearly like pulling from a lot of different genres. Like they're going for like a retro futuristic thing with their main setting. I won't spoil any of it for anybody who hasn't seen it. But then on top of that, it's very rewarding if you've been like one of the Marvel fans over the years now. So like, especially with a character like Loki, whose like journey has gone all over the place, really, it's really gratifying to kind of see them hone in on that character and really start like letting us understand what makes him tick. The supporting cast is amazing. You got Owen Wilson doing his thing, which is, it's pretty good stuff. So yeah, Loki on Disney Plus, check it out because they came out the gate strong with that pilot, and I think it's only going to get better.
Love the first episode so far. How about you, Nicole? What the fandom with you?
Well, Joe and I just finished, so we're not really watching it anymore because we finished it. But anyone who has been listening to the podcast knows that we're Star Trek fans, and we finished our first run through all the way of Star Trek Enterprise, and I feel like I'm still watching it because it didn't feel like it was over, but unfortunately it is. It was canceled before its time, not beyond its time, before its time. And so, yeah, I wish that I could have more, but whether you're a Trek fan or you just enjoy sci-fi in general, I don't know. It's enjoyable. It's hard to get through the first season, I would say. Joe can attest to that. For a while, it was, I dreaded when he would ask, do you want to watch Enterprise tonight? Almost dreaded. But by the end, I was like, let's go. I want to keep going. And then you feel like you hit a brick wall because it ends so abruptly. But it's worth the pain.
Also,
great endorsement, worth the pain.
Yeah. Another endorsement in this, Joe described the show as, and I quote, hornier than he remembered.
Oh, it is so. Oh, yeah, that's some of the stuff I try to block out. But, I just had to ride that wave, because there's stuff underneath the horniness that is fantastic.
It is the horniest Star Trek.
I'm just saying, if you're on the fence, it's a according to Joe, exceptionally horny show too. Like that should really sell you if you're looking for something new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So watch it. It's good stuff.
What the fandom with you, Joe?
Oh, my what the fandom this week is I'm reading a book called Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke, classic sci-fi book from 1973. It won the Hugo Award in 74, I believe. But I sometimes try to break into some of the classic sci-fi books. They're not always my jam. I like read newer stuff, but it's a cool story. There's some stuff that's dated about it, but the ideas are really strong. It's about a crew that is boarding this mysterious object that's in our solar system called Rama. That's basically just this big spaceship with like a ecosystem within it, and they discover all the weird stuff there and like biomechanical creatures and stuff, and it's just them like figuring out so Arthur C. Clarke was all about the science and less about characterization, so the characters are only okay, but the science and the ideas are really cool. So if you're in, it's a pretty quick read. It's only 200 some pages. So if you're looking for a fun sci-fi, hard sci-fi story, I would recommend it. Rendezvous with Rama. Pretty fun. That's mine. So Kristen, do you have a what the fandom for the week? Is there something you're reading, watching, or into at the moment?
I do. My boyfriend and I, it was February when we started. So we've been trying to work our way through the X-Files. I hadn't seen too much of it. Certainly not as much as I've seen now. I had seen the odd episode, but I never really watched the show. I got to warn anybody who wants to take on the X-Files. There are 25 episodes a season that are all like an hour. So we started in February when it was winter, and I think we're like halfway through season 5 now. But it's fantastic, actually. The writing's amazing. All the guest stars, the actors they get, there's like Bryan Cranston is in there. The writers really managed to shake it up. Like it doesn't become a formulaic show. A lot of the episodes really just stand alone, and they're completely different. Like there are a few that are clearly inspired by The Thing. And then there's sort of a rap story that comes in every so often. And some of the scariest stuff I've ever seen on television as well. I think it's season 4, episode 2 is called Home, is probably the scariest thing that was ever on TV.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I started a rewatch of the OC, and I like checked out how many episodes there are. It's like 30 episodes a season or something insane. I forgot how long TV shows were back in the day.
I can't imagine shooting all of that. I mean, they're always outside. They were shooting in Vancouver, so it's always raining. It's always nighttime. I think they just must have been freezing for years. Their whole crew, and you can see it sometimes. Like the actors are wet suddenly. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Vancouver. You can't get away from it.
It's awesome. I'm with you. I've only seen the odd episode of X-Files before when I was growing up, but I remember it would terrify me when my parents would watch it when I was younger. But that's a good one. I bet we could do some X-Files on this podcast sometime too. Some good monsters there.
We definitely got to do an X-File.
An X-File?
Singular? Yeah. I mean, we don't need to overdo it. I think one X-File should do.
Yeah, agreed. Well, anyway, Kristen, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today.
Thank you guys. Thanks for celebrating PG and sharing the love. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. It was really, really cool talking to you. Like, I'm just such a fan of this movie, and like you can clearly tell like the like labor of love that it was, and like just talking to you really like solidified like how proud you all must be of it. So well done.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you wanted to like plug, like social media or anything, any projects you got coming up?
Yeah, actually there's a project coming up called Motherly. I know that it's I think ready to go. I think they're looking at festivals and stuff like that, so you can keep an eye out for that one. That's a genre film, also made with Raven Banner, so it'll be exciting to see where that one lands. And then there's a movie called Scarborough that should also, I'm hoping to, I don't know if they're picture locked or if they're ready to go, but hopefully that one comes out this year as well. That's a drama. So 2 movies, Motherly, Scarborough, keep your eye out. They're both going to be amazing.
Awesome. I'll put links for those in our episode notes and all that too.
Okay, great. I can send you the trailers.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Were you also in As Above, So Below?
Yeah, Pierce's short film. I don't know if you're talking about the short film that I was, but I was in a short film called that.
Oh, okay. Is it related to the longer feature film, or?
Oh no, you're thinking of the one with the catacombs and the
yeah. Oh, okay.
I was not in that one, although I would love to have been.
Yeah, we were just talking about it recently, which is why I was like, wait a minute.
It's a good one.
Short film though. Yeah, that'll be cool to check out.
Yeah, we just watched that too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, thanks to Nicole for joining us, by the way.
As always, It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. Check out Joe and Nicole's podcast, Deep Space Love, for all things Star Trek / love related. It's really good. I've listened to a couple episodes and they are awesome. You get a lot more of this rapport with just a little bit less Khalid being snarky. You can always imagine what I'd be snarky about though, if you want, while listening to them. But yeah, no, thank you all for joining us. This is a really great discussion. we will let you know via socials what the next episode discussion topic will be. But until next time, creep it easy.